What's going on, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy Savar Matner. I'm still in YouTube jail. Hashtag free Savar Matner. I got till motherfucking Monday. And then I'll be out on bond for 90 days. Cause I gotta stay within YouTube's confinement. I have to play by their rules for 90 days. Cause I have to strike on my channel for 90 days. And then check this shit out. The warning doesn't expire until a week after the strike come down. So if I fuck up during the warning period, I get the strike right back. So it's YouTube way of trying to keep a brother down. But guess what? They ain't stopping the motherfucking thing. Because when I come off this bitch, I'm gonna be unhinged. Just let you know, YouTube, you fucked up. You fucked up. I cannot wait till Monday. Of course, all these videos are being pre-recorded. So you guys be seeing this video after my rant once I'm free. So I just want to put that in perspective. So anyway, I am joined by the adjudicator, one of my admins in my Discord. That would be old Mr. JaimeKing there. We're going to be talking about politics in this video. The next video, we're going to be talking about the Dragon Ball manga chapter 102. We're going to be going over that. And then in the final video, we're going to talk about, I want to do a top 10 list, but we're going to pick out of the last 25 years, my horror movie pick versus his horror movie pick. What we think is among the best horror movies out of the last 25 years. And, you know, you'd be surprised. I think the one that I'm really thinking about going with might surprise a lot of people. But first things first, me and Jamie, we was talking today earlier on my way to the gym. And actually, I was at the gym, just in the parking lot. And we was talking about the condition and the situation in America. As we stand today here on this 23rd day of February in the 2024 calendar year, in the second month of thou year, thou sayest the Lord, on February. Anyway, and Jamie made some very compelling points and arguments. And here's the thing, because I really want his opinion, and you know, you youngest that's gonna listen to this, you woke fuckers, unclog your ears and listen. This is some real man, real adult conversations here. See, some of y'all chime in on YouTube and Facebook and all that shit, and y'all be on them woke posters. You know, everybody got to be under the same umbrella. Everybody should be treated equally. You are treated the way that you deserve to be treated. I understand poverty. I understand certain kids are put in situations that they shouldn't be in. That's just the way life feels. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be mean. You have some parents that don't deserve kids. They make them and then they abuse them. I get it. Kids need a voice like us to speak for them until they get to an age where they have to make their own decisions. I'm talking about grown folks and up. You know, you get what you put out there. You get that energy back. That's what I'm talking about. But I know somebody gonna say, well, what about the kids? I'm sorry, but that's what CPS and law enforcement's for. You know, I hate that their lives are a little bit different, but everybody can't be on the same wavelength. So anyway, we was talking about the phone services, how shit crashed with AT&T. We were talking about the infrastructure of America. We had a real good conversation. Jamie, I want you to take the reins on this one. And I want you to tell however many people are going to watch this video. It might be 100, it might be 1,000, it might be 3, it might be 30 people. But I don't give a fuck. For those that want to listen, I want you to give your honest opinion about what you think the state of America is versus the rest of the world. You already know how I feel, and I'm going to also voice my opinion, but I want the world to hear your opinion as well. So you have the floor. Take it away.
I believe that America is, matter of fact, if you really want to include most of the countries and most of the allied countries that we have, they all facing the same issues. Mass immigration, getting their properties taken away and given to immigrants. There's a lot of different things that people may and may not be aware of. And if you aren't aware of any of those things that are going on overseas, then when it happens at your doorstep, can you really say you didn't know?
Exactly.
You know, so please pay attention very carefully, because America is, how I would like to say, America is like a ticking time time bomb, and one thing will cascade everything else, and all it takes is one event.
Yes, it. Yes,
So
sir.
if you look at New York City, and you look at the thing with the truckers, and they're mad, and this may be privatized truckers, not truckers in a corporation, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So but it still affects the overall infrastructure. And I know people from New York, and they're telling me like, man, you know, the shelves are getting kind of light in some areas because the mom and pop stores aren't able to get those deliveries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those all, everything is affected. So if the truckers don't want to deliver the product, guess who suffers in the plight of that protest? It's the people. And what comes with that? Inflation. When the food runs out, what comes next? People gonna start taking what they can get.
Exactly.
Then what's gonna happen? It's gonna look like a movie, except you're really gonna be living this, and it's not gonna be too nice. It's gonna be really hard to recover from massive events where there's mass chaos and panic and things like that. There's going to be a lot of things. You don't have enough people in your police force, and America can't. They don't have the authority to say, let's use our military force in country. The National Guard, yes, for certain means. But as far as the American military, no, they cannot use the American military in country for certain events. So that's not going to help.
That is true. Look at it from, okay, so you know how I feel, and I'm just going to be blunt. And I see it a lot of times in a lot of my politic videos. America's at a point, and it's really with the government, that, look, like I said this morning, we have till March 1st to avoid another shutdown of the government. We can't even fund the government for at least 3 years to put money where it needs to go, because it's about party over people, and America can't mind their business. Ukraine wants $60 billion more dollars. But yeah, we have an influx of illegal immigrants coming in from the south and northern borders. Okay? We can't even pay the military what they're worth. That's why military morale is low. We are tired of fighting other people's war because we want to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Here's a news flash. And I said this earlier. The reason why Russia and China is fucking with us, we owe them a lot of money. They owe us too, but not as much we owe them. So when China is fucking with us over there in the Black China Sea, when we're flying around over there trying to tell China how to conduct their business, and when Russia keep trying to hack the election, it's only because we owe them and we won't stay out of their fucking business. You look at the infrastructure over in China. This is what Jamie brought up to earlier today. You look at the infrastructures in Russia and everywhere else around the world, and look at America. We can't even fix our fucking interstate highways, let alone our state highways half the fucking time. All right? Freedom of speech, we have that. We might have the best weaponry in the world. That doesn't mean we can't be touched. And all of this global warming shit, putting money into global warming, here's a news flash. Our country can't save the whole world. We are part of a continent known as the Americas. We're just the North American part of the continent known as Americas. But we're not the biggest continent in the world. Russia is. Then it's Asia. Matter of fact, Asia and Russia in the same fucking region over there. Guess what? You think China and Russia give a fuck about saving the world, global warming? Have you not flew over the Middle East? All that pollution over there from all them oil rigs and shit? What about the oil rigs out there in the oceans that we use to draw oil from? So us making all these smart cars, mainly in America, push this shit. We're supposed to save the world, so all that money is going into that. And we can't put money back into our own security systems. We got our priorities in the wrong areas. Like how to tell women, how to use their sex organs. Instead of putting money back in the infrastructure, better guns and security for cops, our military, stiffer rules about killing senselessly, like an automatic death sentence to deter that shit, stiffer penalty for robbers and shit to make America really great again. We can't do that because old sleepy Joe Biden wants to be in everybody's fucking business. And yes, Trump ain't excluded from this because Trump gonna get in here. And yes, he might be a little bit more upfront about shit, but he's bringing in too much baggage as well. So neither one of those candidates is gonna fix America. As a matter of fact, we need some. I think we need people, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, you might agree with this. I think we need people from either the lower class or middle class that's actually struggling, that has some common sense. I ain't talking about just anyone. I ain't talking about put a dumbass up there in Congress. I'm talking about somebody that's actually been struggling, that know what's like to miss a meal or two on their table, that know what like to be worried about how their next month's bill might not get paid. We need somebody like that in there because if they actually made it through all that, they have a testimony. They can actually guide America. We need people like that instead of people that always had some fucking money. That's why politics don't care about the government shutting down. They're getting paid. They don't give a fuck. They have thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking dollars. They can go about 6 months without fucking not worried about having a paycheck. Some can last 20 years. They got enough money. Millionaires. But people like us, we need the government to run. We need them assets. We need to be able to go to a store and spend money. We're not wealthy. And the amount of money me and my wife make 6 figures a year on the low end, that ain't shit. You still broke. Scratching your mother head doing this here, but goddamn. So, in my honest opinion, Jamie, and I know you're gonna probably side with this, or you may not. I think America will be a third world country here in the next 10 years if we don't get our shit together. That's just how I feel. Because I believe that there's countries waiting for us just to fall. They're just, if, like I said this morning, if China and Russia and the rest of the world wants to go at it with America, right? I think we'll be on the losing end of that because we really don't have no real strong allies. We have a couple of countries that can kind of hold their own. But if you get Russia and China and North Korea and some of these other countries that don't give a fuck about America to join forces, it's going to be a serious fucking war. It's going to be hundreds and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people getting slaughtered. And I just don't see America come down on top because we're too soft and woke to want to fight. We got more tree-hugging hippies out there now than ever.
I believe that the most qualified people that should be helping with the legislation and things are your combat veterans, who would know better than those who have,
They don't want us in there. Country. We got a handful in Congress, but they don't want us in there too much. They don't want us in there.
Yeah. And maybe it is time to do something different. Overall, it's the people of the country that hold the power.
That's it.
Where is this thing about maybe it's your Senate or your House? Those are just chambers. It's the people that hold the power, the American people. So, if American people really were united and wanted this change, they can make something happen, and it can happen it can happen in a really, really quick, short time. So, but it's too divided. It's too much of this, what is that? The diversity, inclusion, connectivity, whatever that thing is called. It's too much of my feelings, and you said something that hurt my feelings.
Yeah, wokeness. Oh, you shouldn't say that. Fucking.
There's too much of that going on to get anything done.
Mm-hmm.
And those really are just distraction tactics. Yep. So I'm telling you what needs to get done, and I say it in a way that might hurt your feelings, and then instead of attacking my point, you attack what I said that hurt your feelings, and it doesn't really resolve what we need to come together to get fixed. So, besides that, you already mentioned the border. Besides that, I really believe that if we don't start paying attention to the signs now, like the AT&T thing, just picture this. One day you wake up, you pick up your phone, and okay, you can't get a text message out. You don't really care about it because you're expecting that it's going to work later on.
Yeah.
But it never comes back on.
Yep.
What do you do? What do you do then?
Lose your fucking mind because they
Okay,
don't know how to survive out that motherfucker.
so you get in your car and you go to the store
Yeah.
and you're trying to, you're driving and you seeing it's cars all over the place. So now it looks like a movie,
Yeah.
and it's
Armageddon
early in the
happening.
morning. It's early in the morning, so not everybody's woken up yet, and so you're trying to, well, maybe I should get this and that, and maybe it'll come on later on in the evening time. Well, that doesn't happen. How do you communicate with your family? How do you What's going on? How do you communicate with the other side of the country?
Exactly. You write a letter.
Everything. People don't know.
Yeah.
People don't know.
Smoke signals, SOS. I mean, but we done got away from being one with nature. Just like I brought up with the new virtual reality headsets that Apple's making. I mean, that has got to be the stupidest thing in the world. You already got people addicted to electronics, and we're gonna talk more about that in another video. I'm gonna probably do it next week about the dangers of that health-wise, right? And of course, I said earlier, and I'm working on that. I'm gonna start doing more in that Discord. You guys got the Health and Fitness tab. I'm gonna start uploading at least once a week, if not once a day, stuff to keep your minds clean and able to focus, and how to just take a break from shit and train your brain to be able to adapt to other shit. Like be one with the world, be one with nature. People can't put their cell phone down long enough. Now you got a virtual reality thing that can virtually do what cell phones do, and it's strapped on your face all the fucking time. So now you just isolate yourself from the world. Instead of just talking to people physically, you're ready to put a VR headset on and talk to them via a fucking app. It's the stupidest shit I have ever seen in my life. And I'm going to leave this video on this note here. And this is the God honest truth. I love this country. I'm a combat vet. I fought. I did my time in this country. And I don't like the situation of America. I don't like that you can't voice your opinion without being called either a homophobe or a right-wing supporters, even though I'm down the middle. I call it however the fuck I said. I'm not loyal to the Democrat Party, the Independent Party, or the Republican Party. I just pick people I think is qualified to do the fucking job. The people come first. So I don't give a fuck about what your party lines are. That's what's wrong with America now. You assholes that's all about party be the first one to complain when America really hits the shitter. And if the Republicans at fault, you don't want to take responsibility. If the Democrats at fault, they don't want to take responsibility. Somebody got to be a scapegoat. That's what's wrong with the party system, number one. You're not being held accountable for your own failures. You got to blame a party. All right? So I don't give a fuck about the party system. That's why America is the livestock of the world now. As far as the Alexander Navalny shit go in Russia, newsflash, Joe, Putin don't give a fuck about them new sanctions. He don't care about that. All you doing is causing more heartache in America with this inflation shit. Navalny wanted to be a martyr for Russia. He knew the situation. He knew he was going to probably end up dying once he got caught. This has all been documented. He knew. So he was the fool to try to take on a superpower like Russia and a madman like Putin by himself. If he didn't know that he was playing with a man that didn't give a fuck about him, that's on him. America shouldn't get involved in Russia's affairs like that, because guess what? Russia don't get involved when criminals try to do shit here in America, do they? So why the fuck are we trying to pay homage to Alexander Navalny? That's not our business. He didn't take down Russia. If he would have took down Russia, that's one thing. He died a horrible death in the prison system in Russia for breaking the law and going against Putin on his own accord. He died a fool. And I'm gonna leave that. Just he should have thought that through. He should have had a military force behind him if he wanted to do that shit. He should have thought that through. And there's a track record. Anybody go against Putin, He killed his own commanders in the military. He just as crazy as Kim Jong-un. So he died a fool. He died really for nothing. He didn't stop shit. He died for nothing. So mind your business. Worry about America. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Jamie, any last word before we start this next video here?
No, not at all. People just gotta learn how to open up their eyes and see what's in front of them. And unfortunately, if you wait too long, you're gonna be food.
You got
You're gonna
that
be
shit
the
right.
first person on the menu, and they're gonna come in your house and they're gonna take what they want because you thought guns were too bad. They're gonna do what they want to do. Unfortunately, you gotta go to the gun store and get a gun.
That's it. Don't tell them all that, because boy, they don't think guns should be legal in America. But we gonna talk about that dude in another video, man. Don't tread on my gun rights. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Stick around if you want to. We finna talk about some Dragon Ball next. On behalf of Jamie the Adjudicator, this has been your boy Savar Matner. I am out, guys. Peace.